Teow Kua Gai Auntie Pien. And as the name suggests, they sell pan-fried chicken noodles. But that's not what we're going for, guys. We're going for a dish that they only sell at this restaurant. Ready, Cap? Oh, look, she's eating her own food. That's a good sign. Ready? Hello, me, Cap? All right, she's not eating her own food. She's eating food from down the road. She must be bored of these noodles. I don't know. Get bored of these noodles because they are the best. All right, so I've got here, before it's really opened, if I'm honest, she's still cooking the barbecue pork. Everything here is made from scratch, guys. And what makes this special is that everything is cooked over charcoal in these little brass pans, which you really don't see much. So we've got 3 little barbecues. You can see she's doing the roast pork on that one, but this is where they're going to cook the noodles, and there are 3 different heats, so she can control the heat of the noodle, which you'll see in a minute. Oh, look at this. Homemade. You don't see this in every shop in Bangkok, I tell you. And you can even take a little bit of the sauce. This smells incredible. You can even take a bit of that barbecue sauce and put it on your noodles. Woo. Look at that. And that's the same Moo Daeng. Pickled squid, which we're going to leave alone. Right, we've got sen yai, wide rice noodles. So this is for the Kua Gai, which is here. So we've got marinated chicken thigh, just soy sauce, bit of starch, bit of pepper. We've got the homemade lard, which is going to be cooked in. And then what I love the most, this crispy, crunchy pork topping, which is what is the remnants from making the lard from scratch. So they're actually going to put some of that back on top of the noodles for extra crunch against those noodles. Right, so she's making the Kua Gai, but we're going to get bamee today. Usually I would get both, but there's only one of me today and I've got to eat a lot. Bamee Kua Moo Daeng นะครับ เอา 1 จานนะครับ ครับ อิ่มไหม อิ่ม อิ่ม โอเค
กินข้าวอิ่มแล้ว
ครับ กินข้าวอิ่มแล้ว I've got to make sure she's fed and before I start on my video, right? That's more important. If you do come down here, just there's a really, really good drink stall, so you can get all your cold drinks from there. There's even a beer if you want a beer. This is the sign of someone who's been doing this a long time. Look at the smoke on this, guys. Swim up. Right, and then we're going to finish it off with some of that crispy, crunchy pork. Look at this. A little bit of that sauce, just to drizzle, just to finish it. Now this is such a step up from your usual street food noodle. This is why Auntie Pien is number 1. So John. So on the table, of course, we've got our salting agent. In this case, we've got fish sauce, not soy sauce. Chili vinegar, sugar, which we don't need, and chili flakes. Handmade roast pork. Got some spring onions, those beautiful egg noodles, charred to absolute perfection. And then, the main thing I love are these crispy, crunchy pieces of pork fat. You get in every bite. Look at that little bit of char there, look at that. Perfect, all right. They're quite salty, they're quite sweet to start with, so I'm gonna put a little bit of chili on. And just to cut that sweetness, I'm gonna put some of this chili vinegar on, okay? And that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I might add some of the fish sauce if it's still too sweet, but I think this is gonna be absolutely perfect, seeing I've eaten here well over probably 100 times. So just like the last spot, I'm not going to pretend that this is the first time I've eaten these. You're not going to get any mad reactions. Oh. Oh my God. It's everything you want from a bowl of noodles. The char, where they're using that brass pan, because you don't usually cook in brass pans, or they don't usually cook in brass pans here. You would only really make sort of syrups, or a lot of the time they're making coconut milk desserts in brass pans, because a lot of Thai people think that the brass pan gives you too much char. For me, you can't get too much char, so this is absolutely perfect. These egg noodles, we don't usually fry these, we usually boil these and usually have them in Bamee Kua Moo Daeng, wonton egg noodle soup, or you can have them dry, but they're boiled and then served dry with a little bit of oil on. Here, she actually stir fries them with that pork, so they've got the most amazing sort of al dente, chewy texture. They're super, super charred, as I say, and you can really taste that wok's breath. The pork, smoky, a little bit sweet, salty, and as I said, when you get these little pops of crispy pork, man, it's hard to beat. I'm going to put a little bit more vinegar on mine, because I like to cut that sweetness, as I said. They're not overly sweet at all. It's only the pork that's sweet. The rest super, super savoury and super, super smoky. Absolutely incredible. Now, as I said, I would usually get the Kua Gai as well, the pan-fried chicken noodles with wide rice noodles. Or in fact, you can mix and match it. So you could have the Moo Daeng with the wide rice noodles, which is fantastic. You could have the chicken with the banh which is fantastic. You can have sen lek, which is thin rice noodles. So you can do any. Just for me personally, I like to have banh. Now this is going to be in my ultimate food map, which you can click the QR code on the screen now and check that out if you haven't already. But I am actually also releasing an Old Town DIY street food tour guide, so that will be a little bit more condensed and focused on this area. So you'll have 6 stops. You can do the food tour yourself. It will have all of the map links, but it will also have all of the translations to what you should order. So if you come in here, all you got to do is point, and it will have the English to Thai translation. So I'll leave a QR code up on screen or links in the description. You can check that out for yourself. But you don't need to buy the map. You can just pin the locations of this video because they're all in the description box. Definitely don't want to miss this place, guys. Phra Pien is an absolute legend. Family-run business. Come out, come and support. It's down by this beautiful little canal in the old town. So if you're visiting the temples, get away from the tourists. Come down here and get some of these amazing, amazing noodles for yourself. Right, I'm going to finish this up now, and I'll see you at the next spot.